Well done. How are you?
I'm doing a little recording for a vlog.
No, you. And also Brad wants to kiss, so we go like,
Oh yeah. Wow. Ayo guys, how you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today is part 3 of the UK tour vlog series, where today I'll be discussing everything that's been going on in my trip in London. So like the previous 2 episodes, I'll be going through exactly what I've been doing, starting from the travel down from Newcastle and heading towards London, and then everything that I've done in the days when I was in London. If you have not watched all of the other videos that I've done on this, part 1 being the Cardiff trip, part 2 being the Newcastle trip, feel free to check it out on my channel page. Both videos are up and active. Please drop a like if you do like the content here, and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. It does mean a lot and it does go a long way. And also, if you are new and you've come across my YouTube channel for the first time, please drop a follow on Twitch. We are so close to 1,000 followers, and I would love to hit that by the end of October. It would mean a lot. So without further ado, this is the 26th of August 2022. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. So starting off on Friday, we are walking across the beautiful sunny day in Newcastle, having a little wander, and the first thing you do as soon as you get into the station is get a Costa, because I was very thirsty. Now, they did have a breakfast bar down there, and actually, to be fair, I did use that to my advantage, so I was absolutely fat and full. Still didn't stop me getting a Costa, because when the opportunity arises, you have to get a Costa. So we took the Trans-Pennine trains from Newcastle, headed to North Alderton. That's not right.
North Allerton Town in North York.
So my first stop is North Allerton. So we get off the train from Newcastle, where the train was scheduled to go towards Manchester at that point, but we took a stop and waited for 20 minutes as we get the Grand Central train towards London King's Cross. Brace yourselves, this is quick. Had a 20-minute stop in North Allerton, and where we got the Grand Central train going to King's Cross non-stop. So we carry on this train. There was a lovely couple in front of me that offered me the Grenell's London Dry Gin, the pink grapefruit flavour I should add, and it was very nice. Considering the fact that there was no aircon in this train, I was sweating my fucking ass off in that. It was summer, so it was really hot. If you're in the UK, you would know exactly how hot it was, and especially in the confined area where 2 out of the 5 carriages were not aircon, one of them being ours, and I was right at the end of the train. It wasn't a pleasant experience, I'll tell you that for sure. So soon after that journey, we then arrived into London King's Cross. There's a fucking fly around here that I need to see if I can get, see if the camera picks it up at some point. It'll probably pick it up at one point. I'm just trying to look around where it might be. Oh, there it is. There it is. Missed. So we get off King's Cross and slowly head our way towards where my hotel is. I see that fucking fly over there as well. I'm in London! So I get across to the London Underground from King's Cross and head towards the station where my hotel is, which is in Canary Wharf. Welcome to Canary Wharf in London. God, that train was fucking hot. It's too hot for me. Oh, goodness me. Right, I am going to be walking over to the hotel, and then I'll be meeting my special guest. Cannot wait to see him for sure. Walking past the beautiful scenery of Canary Wharf, walking towards the area of Blackwell, which is where the station is. It is a beautiful day in London, and as I was walking from Canary Wharf towards my hotel, little look around the stores that are nearby, because I do need food for the 4 days that I'm there. So as I get into Canary Wharf, I walk towards West India Quay station, where I get the DLR over towards Blackwell, and I should reiterate that this was supposed to be for the KSI Alex Wasabi fight, or Swarms, or Pineda, or whatever opponent that KSI could have got, but I'll explain a bit more after a few things have happened. So after reaching the hotel, I then go straight into the centre of London, and where I look at some of the fantastic scenery, such as the London Eye. You're having a look at 10 Downing Street, bearing in mind that this is filmed prior to the new Prime Minister being announced, as we all know now, as Liz Truss. And then I walk over towards Charing Cross Station, where I meet my first guest in the London section of my UK tour. Now this person here I have come across 2 years ago, and he isn't currently streaming at the moment. However, he is a massive asset in my streaming journey, being the first channel I have ever modded for. Really appreciative of the time that you gave me that. Getting the green sword, and I would like you all to meet Filcy 001.
Now, that's the best thing to do, to own it. Just own it. My name is Felicia.
Have to ask, as I'm a big football fan.
All the misfits are here. Well, you're here, Gabe. Oh, no. We're a family-friendly stream, guys, and this has just happened.
Stop wasting time. You stop wasting time. Jesus. Shit.
Well, time was not your friend, former captain.
That's you. Fucking hell, how are you? Come here. Oh my goodness. You're taller than what I thought you would be. You are the third person to say that.
Now, meeting up with Filcy was absolutely fantastic. Bonded straight away with a click of her fingers. And the best thing that we did is actually walk towards the London Eye. In fact, we actually headed towards the River Thames. So we went to the River Thames. Filcy was kind enough to actually get tickets for the boat show, which was a comedy gig on a boat. Funny, isn't it? Where all the fantastic comedians have performed at least once there, such as Jack Whitehall, Ramesh Ranganathan, Rob Beckett. All of those comedians go up there and just have a little performance there. So we decided to, do you know what, let's have a go. So we arrive at around 7 PM and we take our seat, the lovely view. But very expensive drinks, I should add. Very, very expensive drinks. But it was a good laugh. It was a very, very nice experience. Never been to a comedy gig on a boat before. Shocker, I know. But I've been to comedy gigs, and in fact, this one was actually quite good, to be fair. The last act was very funny. So after the show, we then walked out, had a quick catch-up with a fantastic look of the London Eye, and then it was time to say goodbye. We said goodbye. Filcy was going to see the cricket tomorrow, whilst I had booked something else in replacement for the KSI fight. Speaking of the next day, the 27th of August. So my options were for Discord for the Saturday trip was a steam train ride addition to the vlog, or stay in London and have a Discord takeover to decide whatever I do for the day. The Discord voted unanimously for the steam train ride. So I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I'm on holiday and I decided to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. What can I do about it? So I get myself changed and I get an Uber from Canary Wharf to Paddington Station. Why, you may ask? Well, this London section isn't just in London. In fact, in this day, I actually headed to Worcester. So travelling along in the Uber, in a nice nightlife still, or early mornings in London, it looks actually fantastic. Get out of the taxi and then head towards the platform, have a little wander, and then the charter train arrives. Why, you may ask? Because I'll be heading to Worcester for an actual day excursion in replacement for the KSI fight. Now, there's a little context for you lot that doesn't know. Me and another streamer called Jassel were supposed to go to this fight. Now, because of all the confusion in regards to... Wait. Shit. Apologies. A little bit of context for you lot. So, with the KSI fight, I was supposed to go and meet another streamer by the name of Jassel. Now, we were supposed to go for the KSI Alex Wasabi fight. Now, prior to this, let's just say there was certain changes out of our control, where Swarms was now the new opponent because Alex pulled out, and we thought, oh god, not a chance we're going to go to that. So we decided to sell the ticket, and then the decision was also to be made that we weren't going to meet up at all, which... it is a big shame, but I hope in the future that me and Jassel will meet up at some point, not too long in the future. So with the money that I would get in return for it, I decided to go on this steam charter to head towards Worcester. So I decided to book tickets whilst on the train from North Ollerton to London's King's Cross.
So I'll be experiencing the first class on this train. Have a little see what you think about it, because I want to see what it's like. I want to see what it's like dealing with the finest of ventures, and then yeah, let's see what happens. But just approaching up to the loco now, so I'll show you it now.
I booked this prior, so the people that are actually running this charter decided, you know what, I don't actually log you in this train, so let me have an email proof for you. Thankfully I did have that, but otherwise I would have been absolutely stuck and I would have wasted 200 quid on that. So like the last video that I did, I explained to you a lot of my love for steam trains and what I was like in childhood, and I've never been on a steam charter outside of my home county, and I thought, why not try it? Why not try it? Just have a nice little day out and just head to Worcester, which is another place that I've never been to before. So I was in fact being hauled from London Paddington to Worcester by number 45596 Bahamas, the LMS class and British Railway steam locomotive, preserved in 1935. A cracking loco. It was preserved for quite some time. In the 1960s, it was kept under the Stockport Edgeley branch, and it was funded by the Locomotive Society to keep this in restoration. It is a beautiful loco. So I was lucky enough to actually look inside the cab of it, and very hot, very hot. Nice little way to wake up to, knowing full well that I was awake from 4 o'clock this morning. So I head towards my coach D I was in. So I have a look at the menu, and the offering was a breakfast bap and a Danish pastry. More on that in the journey. And then the afternoon service was teas and coffees with a savoury of the day with, wait for it, scones, not scones. Just we're gonna go back in a minute. With butter and jam. Just remember that. Just remember that for future. Just remember that for a little bit later on. We depart from London, stopping at Slough and Reading with a water stop at Stroud, and then going directly to Worcester. Around 200 odd miles covered in the space of 6 hours. I then get served my first tea. There was a common theme with this trip. A lot of teas consumed, and I'm not complaining. And then my breakfast back comes up. It is a bacon bap with a little flyer of the Cotswold Adventurer. Insert generic shots of scenery from the train. And this hands down is one of my favourite shots of the trip. It is when the train departs from Reading. So along the journey, I get my apple cinnamon bun. Very nice that was, I'll tell you now, very nice. And then we arrive at Stroud.
So as you can see, the train's behind me. Stroud is beautiful, very Victorian era based stuff. Nice building over here. Just spoke to the fireman on the train, and he said that he's been there for 10 years. He's 29. He started doing mainline stuff at 19. That's ridiculous. I absolutely love it. I mean, like, he did a university degree for 3 years on steam, and now he's fully operated on there, and he is a train driver by nature. So fair play to himself for doing that, because I would not well, it's mental. It's absolutely mental. But yeah, we are departing in 15 minutes, and we've got one more stop before we head to Worcester. So yeah, great journey so far, great journey.
We had the choice of heading towards Cheltenham or Worcester, so I elected to go to Worcester so I can see what Worcester is like. I've been to Cheltenham before for a football away day. Here's a clip of what happened there. So I decided to go to Worcester, and this is what happened when we arrived.
And I'm here in Worcester. The station is so far out from the actual city centre, so I'm going to try and walk through and see if anyone is around. If not, I need food, because I'm hungry. I am very hungry. The station's literally just there. and it's about a 20-minute walk apparently from the station to the town centre, so I'll see how I get on there.
So if you don't know Worcester is located in the southwest region of Birmingham, just around 30 miles away. And then just looking around of it is absolutely gorgeous. It is quite a fantastic place. Loads of Victorian buildings, as well as the cathedral. The cathedral is huge alongside the River Severn, one of the biggest rivers in the UK, where it reaches out to the English-Wales border. So I have a nice little walk around there. I then stop off at the GWR Lounge, where of course I got myself another burger, because that seems to be the recurring theme of this trip, and head towards back Worcester, and I head towards back. Then I head back towards Worcester Shrub Hill. Jesus Christ, that was a shit show. So with that, the train then arrives back. We then depart from Worcester Shrub Hill, and then this is the most controversial section here. So when I arrive back from Worcester, I get treated myself with a scone, some cheese crackers, and a bottle of Prosecco, but to name a few things that are on there. But this is where it really takes a bit of a shot in the foot. There was no cream. Oh no, I ate a scone with just jam. So then we head back along the main line and head towards Kemble, where the water stop is, and then it slowly drifts back towards London Paddington. Stop off at Reading, where the Reading Festival was going on at that time. Then it just changed a bit.
So the diesel broke down, which is very weird because the fact that there's a steam train taking off just there, working perfectly fine. No, it can't go to Paddington because it can't shunt. Fucking brilliant.
So we then pulled up to Slough, not knowing exactly how we're going to get to London Paddington. And there was a lot of people that were going to London Paddington, and the platform was absolutely rammed. So fortunately we got the next train from Slough to Paddington, got straight over to the Elizabeth line and headed from London Paddington towards Canary Wharf. And then when I reached Canary Wharf, I head back to the hotel in Blackwell, and this was my reaction to the exact day.
Wow, what a day. Discord, I can't thank you enough. That relived my childhood, and that day brought back a lot of memories.
The 28th of August, and today's activities was a GeoGuessr based game in London. So I decided to get from Blackwell over toward Westminster as my starting point for the day, and I asked Discord what things should I find whilst in London in a 4-hour slot. So the list was as follows: something that represents someone on the server or Twitch, i.e. the Discord server, a pink blob, anything that resembles minty green. If you're not on the Discord, you will not understand. If you're not on the Discord, please feel free to check out the Discord by going on the link in below. A horse of any kind, a potato, a stadium, pigeons that's not in Trafalgar Square, a pride flag, a Nepal flag, a waxwork not in Madame Tussauds. Those were the options. I started at 12, finished at 4, and my starting point was at Westminster.
BBC News from the Houses of Parliament.
As the clock strikes 12, I set off, but I didn't set off. I decided my best form of transport is Boris Bikes. So going around London in Boris Bikes, yes, it was a fantastic time. I first parked it outside Piccadilly Circus, where I had ticked off the minty green. I've gone for the pharmacy sign because that is the closest I'm going to get to a minty green, most likely. I then move over to find some pigeons. Now, my thought process for this next one, I thought was really funny with this. So this prompt here, something that represents someone on the server or Twitch. I went for the Hard Rock Cafe. Take that what you will. And then also tick off horses. I later find out that that's not right because it's not real. Whilst in Piccadilly Circus, I was able to actually get some lunch. I had a fillet steak with some chips, Fanta drink, love that, and it made me fat and full. So then I head down towards Trafalgar Square, where I thought, yeah, sure, I can probably find a flag here. Now, when I reached Trafalgar Square, I actually see flags. I really prayed for it to have been a Nepal flag. So we had the Canadian embassy, we had the Ugandan embassy, we had the Hungarian embassy, we had the Brazilian embassy, and we had the Kazakhstan embassy. I was not best pleased, trust me. With this, I was not allowed to research anything, so I had to find the Nepal flag with my own accord, and it does infuriate me a bit later on. So I hop on the Boris bike and head towards the mall. One of those, I really do not care. Notice how I haven't also done one of those a brief history things, because you're getting the brief history now. So I head towards the mall, cycling the whole length of it, a few times back and forth, travelling through Horse Guards Parade. It is absolutely fantastic, and I got myself a horse. You're welcome. So I head towards the mall as we head towards Buckingham Palace, home of the royal family. I really struggled to film whilst on my bike, going around just going, oh god. And you can see by this fantastic footage here that you can see how shit I was at it. Head towards Parliament Square, and then I decided, oh, this thing resembles someone in my community. The St Thomas Hospital A&E department. I am so sorry, Jen. I really did not mean that. So I parked my bike up at South Bank, and to my very fortunate surprise, there was actually a food market going on. So, in the hope of trying to find a potato, I had a look around this market, and then see this sign. Grilled cheese lovers have more sex. I'll take your entire stock. So I then get searching around for this potato. It doesn't matter what potato it is, it's just a potato. And then I come across some potatoes in a German-themed hut. I knew I got very fortunate in that, 100%. I then have a look at some of the other stalls that are going on here. And then I have a look at these giant melons. Oh boy, they were big. Comes in the name elephant juice. So I then head along the Thames once again, having a look at the wonderful sights that London has to offer. I've really been cheeky with this one. Now, call me what you want, but I am going to take this as a yes. I saw a waxworks that's not in Madame Tussauds. I found a waxworks from Madame Tussauds, but not in Madame Tussauds, on the side next to the London Eye. I'm going to take that. Chuckling to myself thinking, yep, I'm going to get slaughtered if I told this. And then walk across and find a pride flag, and then walking on, I then reach Fulham Broadway, and the stadium I've chosen is Stamford Bridge, the home of Chelsea FC. I have 10 minutes remaining, frantically finding the Nepal flag. I also find this pride flag, an extended pride flag, and I also ticked off the pink blob. I'm talking about these flowers at the end of the reefs, and unfortunately the time ran out to find a Nepal flag.
And that's time. It's a bit of a rush, to be fair. 4 hours is not a lot, especially when you've got tubes going on, and it's also the Notting Hill Festival, so travel is a bit disrupted, which is a bit annoying, but 9 out of 10 is not too bad, to be fair. Yeah, not at all. So, right, I'm heading back to the hotel, and can't wait for tomorrow, where I'm going to be meeting my final person of the trip. Looking forward to it.
August the 29th, the last full day of the tour, and I get myself some breakfast at half seven in the morning, and then get the tube or the DLR over towards Tower Hill, and then walk towards London Victoria Station, where I'll be travelling once again. Now, I know this vlog is supposed to be centred in London, but there were some opportunities around elsewhere, and I took the opportunity by the hands. And as I'm in London Victoria, I then head towards Canterbury, where I'll meet my fourth person in this trip, second of the London section. Now, slowly travelling across London, passing Battersea Power Station, passing Rochester, I reach Canterbury East Station, and then straight away the person was waiting for me outside the station. Now, this person is one of my mods. It is not a streamer, but a great person nevertheless, and I'd like you all to meet Uncultured 9 shit 6. Now, Uncultured is one of my mods and a very, very lovely person, even though it may have some jokes here and there, but a very, very respected member of my community, a very lovely person in and around the Twitch scene, a nice person that actually decided, you know what, if you can get here, I'll do a meetup with you. Which was very nice of them to offer their time for myself. So we had a walk around Canterbury, past the cathedral, and then we find a ball, and we both tried to ride it.
I'm falling. I'm falling. Help.
You've got to carry on. Well done. This is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, my balls hurt after that. My balls really hurt after that because it was metal and it was, yeah. It was at this point that me and Uncultured walked towards Canterbury Leisure, where we then decided to do a bit of mini golf, but not any mini golf, glow in the dark mini golf.
Better than your other shot.
Our skills are really put on show here. It was at this point then we decided, you know what, let's have a little bit of a bowling game as well. As you saw my absolute fantastic skills from the last game on the Cardiff vlog. I thought, why not do another one just to throw some salt into the wounds of the people that are wanting my fall from bowling. And you got that. We played 2 games. I lost it a lot on the second game. I won the first one, but it was dreadful the second. Here's some clips from the actual bowling section.
I saw that.
So after the bowling, we then walked over to Canterbury, where we stopped off at a chippy, and Uncultured decided to get some chips. But I looked at the menu and I noticed a battered Mars bar. So I thought, why not give it a go?
Oh, I should have filmed that.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The melted chocolate and caramel just squelches up your mouth, and it's that's all it was to me. That was really what it was. But it was at this point me and Uncultured parted, and I then travelled back to London, walked past this illuminated tiger. It is now the 30th of August, and unfortunately this for me is the day that I didn't want to come across, which is the last day of travelling. I wake up with a proper breakfast, look out the window of my hotel, pack my bags, get down the lift, and on the final time I head through the station of Blackwall and head towards the centre of London. Had a little walk past Bread Street and the Millennium Bridge, where it does remind me of the Thames TV studio intro. If anyone knows that, big up to you lot. Then I walk across the Thames where the MI5 headquarters are. I then stopped off just outside London Eye and got myself a slush puppy. £5 that was. I then head towards Westminster Station and heading towards Paddington for one last time, but this guy was quite musical. So then I head towards Paddington Station, wait for my train, board the train, and it is time to say goodbye. Passing Newbury and Castle Carey, I have a look at the window and reminisce the exact fun that I've had. All in Cardiff, Newcastle, and London, with all the other stops in between. It was absolutely fantastic. Going back through the travels along the sea coast in Dawlish, and I also passed some cows. Shout out to you lot in chat that know the cows. Can we get some moos in chat? And then I arrived back in Plymouth, meet up with my dad, a nice grin on my face, but it was heartbreaking to know that I'd had work the next day. And then I travelled back home, and that concludes the UK tour. A bittersweet moment. I cannot thank you all enough for what opportunity you've given me in terms of this tour. The people that I've met, thank you from the bottom of my heart for you taking time out of your days to come and see me. It really honestly does make my journey all the worthwhile, and I cannot thank you all enough. It's an honor to have met you all through a platform that I'd never thought I'd come across over the last 2 years. It's been a pleasure to have gotten to know you a bit better. There's a real beating heart around Twitch, and with the people that I've met, I cannot thank you enough for everything that's going on. So, what next? What about a European one? What about worldwide? Will I be able to do it? Who knows? But that's for another day. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series. And if you want to see some more chaos, head over to the Twitch channel. Please drop a follow. If you are new, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And I will be posting more content on my YouTube channel very, very soon. But until next time, guys, thank you all so much. And here's a little highlight reel of exactly what went on. Thank you and peace.
One month later, and I'm back in London. Let's go.
Anna Condor, thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much for that. Did it say gifting a sub to? Oh, you tricked me. You tricked me. Yeah, sports. It's in the
I'm gonna try and sneak up on you. Come here. How are you?
Tossed.
Yeah, we've all been tossed. Placement.